Next, stop counting restarts and start building habits. Stop defining yourself by how many times you failed. Start measuring faithfulness instead.
Just you saying that then made me think of all the people that men and women that we invite to share their story at High on Jesus. You know, when they ask like, how long do I talk? It's like 5 minutes about the pain and 15 about the purpose. You know, it's, we don't want, you know, and what's the saying about the rearview mirror? You only have the rear views this big, you know, because it,
Absolutely. The reason the rearview mirror is that big and the windshield's that big, because you can't move forward if you're looking behind you and checking everything in the back.
Yeah. I know people that have said I've relapsed, you know, 150 times. When you start the conversation or you start the sentence that way, you focus on what you say first. So if you focus on what's ahead of you.
Fox 13 took that literal when I said I relapsed 186 times.
That's what it made me think.
Next, stop counting restarts and start building habits. Stop defining yourself by how many times you failed. Start measuring faithfulness instead. You know, something else I want to say, like, if someone's wondering why are they restarting over and over again, like, I'm going to give you a call to action right now. You need to take a stand and decide, like, no more restarts. This is it. I'm tired of restarting over and over again. You got to take the same process of recovery and you got to put it to use in all these other areas. You got to come to a point where you're tired of hitting the reset button. You're tired of gaining a few things and then losing it again. You're tired of making a little progress and then giving it all back and starting off, you know, way further back than you had even begun the first time. You got to say, like, this is it. Instead of, I'm going to keep restarting over and over again or say, I can't do it. No, it's time to focus on simple habits. And so we just want to discuss a little bit some of the habits that you would get into, that you could create healthy habits that you do on a daily basis to avoid having to start over again. And the biggest thing with God, man, I'll just get some great momentum and just have some great spiritual connection. And then I also learn how quickly that fades away when I stop doing those things daily. And, man, praying, reading the word, just like, you know, taking the time to get into an inspirational book, whatever it is, those are very key habits that we need to be doing to avoid, you know, having that spiritual bankruptcy and it's all of a sudden that distance between us and God.
You know, I can honestly say that I can tell what's on my TV. Like if I like the murder shows. I like the burying bodies, you know, police shows. But I can tell, like, when I keep, because I'll Netflix.
Yeah, we watch all their chaos and it makes our life look a lot better.
And it's like, where did the last 3 hours go? And then and it may not, I mean, I'm definitely not burying bodies, but like my attitude's different. Had I put on a podcast, not yet. But if I hadn't, you know, if I'd put on a podcast or even when I just put on 88.1 Joy FM for 10 minutes when I get in my car, my attitude immediately changes. So it's like what we put into our ears and our eyes and our hearts, like, completely defines how my attitude and my heart posture is going to be every single time. Yeah. So why do I go?
Agreed.
But why do I go back to the Netflix?
I don't know. Why do I like to listen to the old rap songs sometimes?
I do too.
Why do I like to watch, you know, I'm going to watch this, that, and the other till, like, I don't need to cursing and I don't need to hear these people's chaos. Like, yeah, so I feel you. And then we've been watching House of David lately. So, you know, we're doing a little better.
There you go.
And my family follows me. If I start slipping and watching something, then they want to watch something crazy. And it's like, goodness, man.
We keep talking, like, with Brian, I was like, let's start. He's never sat down and watched The Chosen all the way through. I have, but I would like to redo it. Mm-hmm. But then Hawaii Five-0 goes right on the TV.
Hawaii Five-0. It's awesome. Focus on some simple habits for our recovery and go to meetings, call your sponsor, your inner circle, volunteer, give back. Like, there's so many things that we could
ask for
put into practice
when you're struggling. Like, you know, we had our Bible study last night, and one of the women was, you know, like, I'm struggling with this. And I was like, well, have you asked somebody for a suggestion that's been through that? And, well, no, I don't want to bother anyone. Bother that we like that kind of thing.
Absolutely, you know? Bother them.
I mean, just ask. If they're busy, they will arrange a time with you. But you won't know until you ask the question every single time.
Agreed. Our marriages, we got to love our spouses intentionally. We need to go to marriage small groups. We need to get around other couples with phenomenal marriages. I promise you, I see this all the time. Like, you're not just going to put a Band-Aid on something and expect that it's going to be okay. I see it far too many times in counseling people. And because I know me and my wife did it so many times, like, just because you smooth it over for a few days, if it's that big a deal, it is going to go back to that every single time. The wound is still festering when you put a little. This is something that a Band-Aid and Neosporin isn't going to be able to handle. So please,
and then they just add them up. When you finally have the conversation, it's like, remember 3 years ago on that Tuesday when you did X, Y, and Z?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't no clue what she's talking about, but she knows. But man, we got to do these things daily, intentional, to not have this reset of like, we're doing good for a few weeks and it's, 6 months and it's horrible. And then, let's try to do a little something about it again. If we do this every single day, it won't get that bad. The lawn's not going to grow up all around us. Too much to handle.
I don't think God ever said, follow me for 30 days and you're good. It's an everyday thing.
Exactly. That's a whole entire thing. What people don't understand about God, why is my spiritual connection right there? Why am I not feeling this? Is because people think it's a one and done, especially in American Christianity. Like, I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. My eternity's locked in. I'm good. And that's not what it is. Jesus did not, if anything, over and over again, what Jesus said is, drop what you're doing and follow me. Like, leave that all behind and follow me, study me, do as I do, say as I say, like, learn everything you can from me. That was the call. It wasn't just a one and done. So you obviously said, believe in me and you'll have eternal life, and then take up your cross daily and follow me if you want the rest of these benefits here. Galatians 6:9 says, let us not grow weary in doing good, because harvest comes after consistency, not just one great day. And so, man, we got to remember those times where we want to go back and watch the old shows. We want to listen to old music. I don't want to be nice to my wife. I don't want to do anything in recovery, whatever it is. Those are the times we got to realize, like, man, if I just keep doing this, I'm never going back. And so that's the biggest. If I've ever had a change in anything, it has come from because I put those same principles of recovery and I stood up and made a decision that, like, I'm not going back to this. And we can get into another podcast maybe one time if someone wants to hear it out there, an argument of people saying I'm an addict and an alcoholic till the day I die versus saying, no, I'm a recovered addict, alcoholic. I'll just be real. I'll look anyone in the eye. I'm not going back. Like, I'm not going back to drugs and alcohol because I know what needs to happen every single day in order to ensure that. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes at any point in my day to ensure that I don't go back to drugs and alcohol.